the sports podcast with the youngest, most daring, intrepid, gutsy, fearless host on the planet. Get ready for Jake's Takes. Here's Jake.
My guest today is a star offensive tackle for the Baltimore Ravens. He played college football at Notre Dame and started all 13 games, allowing only one sack all year. He was drafted by the Baltimore Ravens 6th overall in the 2016 NFL Draft. And since then, he's been an absolute stud. In 2019, he earned Pro Bowl and First Team All-Pro honors. And in 2020, the Ravens signed him to a new deal, making him the highest paid offensive lineman in the NFL. It's my absolute honor to welcome to Jake's Takes, Ronnie Stanley. What's up, Ronnie? How you doing?
Good, man. Thank you for the great intro. Wow, that was amazing.
Jeez, are you joking? I get an all-pro honor, boy. I got my guy Ronnie Stanley on. Of course, I got to give him the best.
Thanks, man. I appreciate you. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm super pumped to have you on. Because first of all, I'm a huge Ravens fan. And also because I love your game. So just thank you. Thanks, Ron.
Yeah, man. I appreciate it. How old are you?
Me, I'm 12 years old, actually. So
Do you play any sports?
I play hockey. I live in Toronto, right?
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so I play in a league here. So, yeah.
Wow,
And
that's awesome.
I love all sports. So,
Yeah, it's a physical sport as well.
yes, it is. It really is.
Yeah.
Also, huge shout out to Amy from your foundation for being so nice and helping me out. Thank you, Amy.
Anytime,
Yeah.
Jake. It's a pleasure.
And
Big
before we
shout out to
talk
Amy.
about the Ronnie Stanley Foundation and the amazing work you do, I just got a few football questions for you. That sound okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that was quite the game against the Bengals a few days ago. Got the much needed W, but what's the mood like going into week 6?
Oh, the mood is great. We're all in high spirits. Everyone's in a great mood. The weather's beautiful. Leaves are changing. We're all feeling very blessed, and fortunate and to come off a win and, you're just trying to carry that energy and, stack it forward, keep it going.
As a huge Ravens fan, I'm so excited to see you back on the football field. Man, how excited are you? Come on.
Oh, I'm super excited, man. It's been way too long.
Yeah, it has. It really has.
Yeah.
By the way, Ronnie, I wanted to ask you about Lamar. I mean, there's
hmm
so many mobile QBs in today's NFL, like Kyler Murray, Josh Allen, even younger Justin Fields. Come on, Lamar's probably the most mobile QB in the NFL. The dude can straight up just fly. With Lamar being able to get out of pressure and stuff, how much easier does that make your job?
I don't think it makes what I do any easier, but I think what it does, it makes what the DN has to do. I think it makes their job a little bit harder. They have to run a little bit more in a game where, some games they don't have to chase as much. So, um, he's the most dynamic athlete I think, the sport has ever seen. So it's always great to have someone like that, right behind you.
By the way, I wanted to ask you, was it harder for you when Joe Flacco was quarterback or no?
I think, they all pose different challenges. Having someone, mobile versus not mobile, but I think for me personally, I'll take mobility over mobility all day, every day. But, I still love blocking for Joe, and he's a great quarterback, and he's still doing great things for the Jets.
Ronnie, I wanted to ask you, about Lamar's throwing arm because tons of people put bad things on it, but come on, it's underrated. He's got a good arm.
Oh yeah, I've known since the first day I've seen him, in practice that his arm is underrated, and that's just him, harnessing that power that he has, and he's at practice every day, getting better and working on his craft, and he's still yet to unlock the full potential of his throwing. So, and I think we're still have yet to see the best Lamar. I think he's getting better and better and better.
I wanted to ask you what Lamar's mentality is like.
I think Lamar is just a intense competitor and a very humble guy as well. I think that's the biggest thing about him that kind of separates him. He's very authentic and humble, and he's really just one of the guys. And you know, it takes a different type of person to be able to handle that type of attention and pressure that he gets and still be that way.
So, Ronnie, tell me, what makes you such an amazing offensive tackle? Like, what is it? Tell me.
I think for me, I just love perfecting my craft, my technique, and I get kind of obsessive about it, and um, very fortunate to be able to have good fundamentals since college to be able to fall back and really hone in on my technique and um, really just focusing on the details. And I think that's something that's always kind of helped me just kind of stay consistent and on the top of my game.
Yeah, practice makes perfect. All right.
Definitely, definitely.
I realize I realize Justin's a kicker, but he's still a football player. Tell me, how
Hmm.
good is Justin Tucker? Have you ever seen someone this clutch?
No, I don't think I've seen someone, at least in the sport of football, that's, he's the way he handles pressure. I mean, he doesn't really know what pressure is. It's just kind of intense focus for him, and he just kind of handles it like it's a walk in the park. And that's an innate skill that Justin has, and he's the best kicker that, football's ever seen. So very, very happy that he's on my team, our team.
Yeah, I was actually just listening to an interview where Lamar Jackson said, I wake up every day and I just thank God Justin's on our side. So, Ronnie, do you and Lamar just maybe with John Harbaugh sit there thanking God every morning?
Oh yeah, definitely after games like that, you definitely throw him in there.
Yeah, that Bengals game, we needed Justin there.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
Okay, so I want to ask you about the Ravens draft this year. It was amazing, but I'm going to focus on one player, David Ojabo. He just returned to practice on Wednesday, and as one of the top left tackles in the NFL, how great of a pass rush do you see this Ravens line having?
Oh, I see us with having an elite defensive line, especially, when we're all healthy. And he's only going to add to that. And, he's a great, great guy. I've been able to hang out with him a lot, through our rehabs. We kind of rehab, together and working out and stuff. And, he's a great person. He really wants to be great, and he's smart. He understands the game. And, the more and more time, he'll spend on the field and experience, the more better of a player he'll be. And, I really think he'll add to our defense really fast once he's healthy.
Yeah, I mean, our defense is goaded. Got such a good line now, and our secondary is very good as well. I can't. Yeah.
Yeah.
By the
Yeah.
way, what's the toughest part of your game? Is it stopping guys like TJ Watt or is it something else? Come on, tell me.
I think the toughest part is just the week in, week out consistency of, having to be on top of my game. I think that's probably the hardest part, just like going through the season, you know, um, making sure that, everybody can keep up with your mind and making sure your mind stays sharp.
So the Ravens just signed a couple weeks ago Kenyon Drake, and I gotta ask you about him. He is the nicest guy ever. I had him on my show when he was still with the Raiders. So, like, what's he like? Is he like the big boy in the locker room, stepping up, speaking all the time?
No, not really, but I love Kenyon. That's my boy. I always tell him people be sleeping on him because I think he's a really good back. I really like the way he runs power game. He's really fast. And he's a great guy. He's a great teammate. He kind of gelled with the teammates immediately, and I think he's gonna really continue to help us, and he's only gonna get better as well.
Yeah, I love Kenyon. Give him a hug. Give him a hug for me. Yeah,
Yeah, I got you.
thank you. By the way,
Hmm.
who do you think's the toughest pass rusher to stop?
Man, I don't know. I think that's what makes the league so hard. I think it's like the week in, week out. That's the hardest part. It's like there's so many, you can go down the list, each team, and every team's got, a premier edge rusher, and I think that's probably the hardest part. You know, there's a lot of guys at the top of that list. It's pretty hard to choose one.
Okay, Ronnie, let's talk about your amazing foundation work. You started the Ronnie Stanley Foundation, and I watched the video on your website, and it's very special. The foundation trains and matches rescue dogs with people who have some serious illnesses and life challenges. Tell me how this all started, Ronnie.
This just kind of started in my head, sitting in the car in the Uber, and I was just, thinking about what I wanted to do with, a foundation with my name on it, how, something that I'm passionate about, and I knew I definitely liked animals. Um, and I wanted a way that I could kind of bridge the gap between animals and humans and how I could use uh, animals to help humans, and that's kind of where the idea was formed.
I love dogs, Ronnie, like beyond, so it's
Yeah, they're
pretty awesome
great.
what you're doing.
Do you have any?
No, sadly, I'm not allowed to because my parents don't let me get, because I have five siblings, so
Hmm.
it's just a lot, so they don't let me get one.
Yeah. Well, one day you'll have one.
Yeah, and hopefully one day I'll be in a position where I can give back and help people. Can you give me advice for when that day comes around?
Stay humble. Stay humble and continue to be your authentic self. And you seem like a really great kid and great energy, and you seem like you're on your way to doing great things like you're already doing right now.
I gotta ask you about the Ravens-Steeler rivalry. This has to be one of the best rivalries in sports, right?
Yeah, definitely. 100%.
I wanted to ask you, by the way, about their new quarterback, Kenny Pickett. What
Hmm.
do you think? It's kind of ironic that his first throw in the NFL, Kenny Pickett threw a pick. Come on.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that
I watched
probably is
the
a.
I was like I didn't understand though, because the play, in case you haven't seen it, it was a deep ball. But like if it's my first throw in the NFL, you don't go deep. You just give it a little, I don't know, maybe a screen pass or something. Just so you can get your first throw to be a completion, no?
Yeah, yeah, no, that makes complete sense. I'm with you on that one. Completely with you.
By the way, what's it like going into Heinz Field?
You know, um, it's a hostile place, because everyone in there is gonna, go crazy. But, um, you know, I think we just go in there with, the mindset that, this is just like a battlefield to us, and um, yeah, it can be pretty crazy. I think last time I played there, it was really, really loud. It's a rainy game. I think we won by a Justin Tucker field goal as well. So it's great. That's great to have Justin Tucker again.
By the way, last question, Ronnie. So I gotta ask you, my friend is the most annoying Giants fan ever. So please, I would truly appreciate it if you just stomp them this week. Come on,
I
do it for
got you.
me. For
I
me.
got you, Jake. Okay.
Okay, thank you so much for giving me time to do this. Did you have fun with me today?
Of course, man. It was great meeting you.
Thank you.